Paul, I am going to read your energetic signature. So when I went into your energy field, I saw a Japanese warrior, and it's a different timeline version of yourself, okay? He had on a full suit of armor. It was almost all red. There was some black in there as well. And I walked up to him and I was starting to explain to him why I was there to speak with him on your behalf. And he said, shh. I said, okay. And he said, or he gestured, follow me. At first I thought he was going to take me to a battlefield because he had all his armor on. I thought we were being like covert quiet, but the armor was just a symbol of part of his past, because he was not currently this warrior, even though he is technically, because that's a part of his, core identity. But he actually ended up taking me to his Zen garden. He used like some other languaging for it, but essentially for the context is a Zen garden. Okay, so we go and he offered me some tea, jasmine tea, and we sat down together to have a conversation. And it was really beautiful where we were at. It had this almost like waterfall pool-esque area, and there was a lot of beautiful flowers. What's really funny is when I am speaking to these different timelines or higher self, sometimes they want me to just transcribe things very exactly because you need to hear it in a very specific way. So they only give it to me one line at a time and then wait for me to write it down, and then they'll give me another line. And so I'm going to read to you what he wrote because he wanted you to hear it in this way. Okay. So he said to me, I have been a warrior for many years. I am now a warrior of peace. And he said, Paul, you often feels conflicted with these two sides of self, and you often ask, which path should I take? So there's a little bit of disgruntlement with those two types of energies, okay, being the warrior and then being at peace. He said the real question is, which of the paths is love? He said sometimes protection is love and sometimes stillness is love. So he was saying they're both warranted. They're both needed. He said, when you choose from this energy, love, you will always make the right decision. It is okay to walk two paths, but we need to be asking ourselves, why? What is my intention? What he's speaking about is in regards to what type of energy am I projecting? Is it that warrior? Is it the peace? Right? As long as it's rooted in love and we are helping and supporting in some type of way with both of those types of energy, it doesn't mean that one is wrong and one is right, because many different scenarios in life call for different types of energy. So I told him, thank you so much for meeting with me, a great honor. And when I went deeper into your energy field, I saw a butterfly and it started going down this path, and then it turned into a big lunar moth, and then it turned into a hawk. The butterfly is representative of transformation, the lunar moth in shedding light on things, and the hawk is keen perception. And your higher self said that this is the phase that you have been going through recently. And then your higher self showed me some imagery of you with a fine-tooth comb, and you were running it through the sand. And this is representative of what you've been doing in your energy field to get yourself in vibratory alignment. I went to a different section of your field, and there was this really big, beautiful lake, and there was a bunch of watercolors in it, and it was giving very much Bob Ross energy. I don't know if that's a synchronicity for you, but when I was looking into the lake, I could see your energy body, and you were a little frustrated, and you took your hand, it was like this big giant hand, and you swished it in the lake, and then all the colors started muddling together and got really brown. And your higher self said this is representative of you holding yourself to very high standards because you are an intentional, upstanding person who values your morals. And we love that, okay? But your higher self was also saying that we oftentimes need to be showing ourselves more grace and more compassion because we are a human in this experience, and life does what it does. And so there's a lot of growth moments that we go through, and some of them are a little bit harder to traverse than others, and sometimes we're doing the best that we can with the tools and resources that we have, and sometimes that is enough. Our higher self said the reason that we need to give ourselves more grace is because there's a little boy inside of you, okay? We have lots of inner children within us, but this is more of an archetype that has to do with this. Your higher self said that he needs a hug, and he needs to hear from you, you are enough. I love every part of you. Some of the energetic heaviness that you have been feeling as of recent is from this immense pressure that you put on self. And the reason that you have experienced this in life is based out of a safety trauma response, is you needing to get yourself out of places and spaces when you were younger because of things going on physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally that you needed to be able to overcome to get you into better places in life. Your higher self wants to remind you that those times and spaces from the past are no longer you. Okay, you are a completely different identity. You are now a higher self version with higher awareness. It's time to let the energetic cords go. Not letting go of our inner children and teens, okay? I want to make sure and say that, because sometimes when we are stepping up our self-concept, they say, oh no, we're about to be left behind. No, everybody is coming with us, okay? All we are doing is we are releasing PTSD and trauma from around them and letting them know, I don't need y'all to hold on to that pain anymore. I don't need you to hold on to those safety trauma responses. We need to tell them it is okay to put down the weight of survival. And your higher self said, because now they have you, Paul, the warrior of peace. And something that you can do to take this a step further is to actually go in meditation and speak with this different timeline version of you and ask him for insights and downloads and wisdom and guidance, because he has a lot of it. And he is a perfect representative of that balance that one needs in life, of that protective energy, but also the stillness energy, and learning how to navigate both of those, but also that both sides of that coin make up you as a whole, and that is okay to walk the two paths. And I want to thank you so much for letting me read for you, and I hope you have a super magical day.